guys, I'm live. How you guys doing? I'd like to do some more road rant, if that's okay. I got some clarity, which is rare for me, LOL, JK. But I was seeking out the intervals in the overtone series, and I see it now very clearly. I'd like to share it with you. Maybe you guys can see it too. You know what I mean? Well, I was wrong about one thing. If you play C major and E major, the note you don't play is B flat. That's the minor seventh in C. It's also the flat 5, diminished fifth in E, so it's not in either of those scales. So actually the note you don't have if you play C major and E major is B flat. If you play C major and go a major third down and play A flat major, the note you don't play is F sharp, which is the sharp 4 in C major, which you don't play, which it doesn't have. And it's also the, what would it be? Yeah, it'd be the flat 7 in A flat major, I think, because that would be A flat, G flat, which is F sharp. Yeah, the flat 7 in A flat major would also not be there. So either way, if you modulate a natural scale, 7 notes, up or down a major third, you play 11 notes, but not the 12th note. And whatever way you do it, you always end up playing 11 notes, which you can hear all that and grasp it, according to Joe Satriani. Now, here's what I just visualized. So take a note in the middle, let's say C, and just picture it either on a staff or on a string or on just paper. Okay, so let's do the overtone series. This is all based on a book. I thought of it myself too, but it's all covered in a book called A Theory of Harmony by Ernst A. Levy. Ernst is E-R-N-S-T, Levy is L-E-V-Y. It's all there. So let's go over it real quickly. Let's explain the theory of Mozart and Bach, sometimes Beethoven. So start with C, okay? The interval ratio for that is 1/1. It's just its own interval. It's on one note. Next interval, 2/1. That's the first overtone. That's a C, a octave higher. Third interval is 3/2. That's the second overtone, and that's C to G, a fifth higher. Okay. Then the next interval is 4/3. And that is the 1, 2, 3, fourth overtone, fourth note interval, and it's the third overtone. And that 4/3 is a perfect fourth, and that's from the G to the C. The C, first it was C to C up an octave, then it was C to G up from the C. The next one is that G up to the C up a perfect fourth. And then the next interval is 5/4, which is a major third. So that would be from the C up would be C to E, and then that would be the 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth interval, which would be the fourth overtone. Finally, the next interval would be 6/5. That's a minor third. So that would be the sixth note or fifth overtone, and that would be starting on the C at the bottom would be between the E and the G. That would be the minor third from E to G if you're in C, and that completes the division of the perfect fifth, which the perfect fifth divided the octave. So you have an octave that's 12 half steps. That's actually 2/1. Then you have the perfect fifth, which is C to G. That's 7 half steps, and then you have the perfect fourth, is G to C. That's 5 half steps, and you have the major third, which is C to E, which is 4 half steps. Then the minor third, which is E to G, which is 3 half steps. After that, you'd have the seventh note, which would be the sixth overtone. 7 is a dissonant interval in our Western system. It's somewhere between B and C would be between A and B flat. Some composer said it's almost an A. Well, it's also almost a B flat. It's like in the middle. So it's out of tune with our system. And then finally, 8 is just triple octave. 1, 2, 1 octave. 1, 2, 4, 2 octaves. 1, 2, 4, 8, 3 octaves. So there you have that. But we're not done, unfortunately. Let's reverse all that and do the undertones. they don't exist in nature, but they exist in paper, and they exist in math, and they exist in our heads, I think. So go C goes down an octave, down to C below. That would be the first undertone. So that would be down from C down to C. That would be 1/2, 1/2, so 2/1. Next interval would be 1/3. That would be down a fifth, down from C to F. F, G, A, B, C. There you have it. That'd be 2/3. Sorry, not 1/3, 2/3. Next is 3/4. That's down a perfect fourth. That would be down from the A flat to the F. No. It would be down from the F to the C below it, a perfect fourth. So that would be 5/2 steps, and that interval would be 3/4. And then next you have 4/5. That's a major third down, which would be C down to A flat. Okay, and then that would be, and that's a major third down. The last one that actually is consonant is 5/6. That's down a minor third, and that'd be down from the A flat down to the F below it. Yeah, there you go. Now we're talking. So, and then you have the seventh, which would be, the seventh interval would be, would it be 7 over, it would be 1/7. And that would be, then again, that would not be consonant. It'd be like something like between a whole step and a minor third up, or something like that, if you're going from the C from the bottom. So there you have that. Now, what do you do with that? What are those notes? That's C, then down to A flat, then down to F, then down to C. Well, holy crap, what do we do with that? Well, we don't measure in real time. We count chords from the bottom up, not the top down. So what if you play that from the bottom up and transfer it up to the top where the regular chord was, where the first chord was, and you have just transfer it up to the top, make the top the bottom, and so forth. Make the bottom the top, actually. You have C, F, A flat, and C. What the heck was that? That's a second inversion of an F minor chord. So that means that a C note, the undertones of a C note make an F minor chord. The overtones of a C note make a C major chord. So you have that dance between F minor and C major around C, and that's true of all 12 notes. All 12 notes, any one of the notes you pick implies overtone-wise a major triad up from that point. It also implies a minor triad up from a fifth down from that point. So a C note implies C major or F minor. You want to do all of them? Want to just be stupid? C sharp would be C sharp major or F sharp minor. No, G sharp minor. Wait, let me think. No, F sharp minor, right. F sharp minor, right. Got that. Yes, F sharp minor. So C sharp would be, the note C sharp implies C major or F sharp minor. The note D implies D major or G minor. E flat implies E flat major or B flat minor. E implies E major or A minor. F implies F major or B flat minor. F sharp implies F major or B minor. G implies G major or C minor. C sharp, A flat defines A flat minor. A flat major or D flat minor. And then A implies A major or D minor. B flat implies B flat major or F minor. B implies B major or E minor. And then C again implies E major C again implies C major or F minor. So that's all 12 notes. Each of the 12 notes implies a major triad up from that note and also a minor triad from a fifth below that note. And I just went over all of them. So that's all 24 arpeggios. If you count everything I just said, that walks you through the chromatic scale from C to C with a major triad on every single note going up and a minor triad on every single one of the notes starting from a fifth below that note. And those are the two. That's where the minor triad comes from. It's from the overtone series, but in reverse. You to really honor C, you don't play C minor. because that comes from G major, actually. Wait, no, yeah, G major. G would create a G major triad or a C minor triad. So really, when you play C minor, you're emphasizing G, believe it or not. What you really want, what really makes you stay emphasizing C, is to play an F minor. And that C major to F minor is that really harmonic. It can be thought of in two ways. Want to hear? It can be the 4 minor to 1 major, which in the key of C major, which is F minor to C major, or even more interesting than that, it can be the 1 minor to 5 major of F harmonic minor or F melodic minor. Because if you play F minor to C major, and then back to F minor, or even not even back to F minor, just F minor to C major, you're implying an F harmonic minor scale or F melodic minor scale. If you play C major to F minor, you imply a C harmonic major scale. And of course, from F minor back down to C is still C harmonic major. So if you stick with just the note, just what one note implies, you get either a harmonic major scale on that note, or you get a melodic or harmonic minor scale on the note a fourth above. You don't get with those two chords. You don't get a major scale, because there's no major scale that has that particular interval relation between two chords in it. But the melodic minor, the harmonic major, and the harmonic minor all have that. It's a beautiful progression. It's the end of eruption, actually. You know that? You guys want to go over that before I go? Eruption is not that hard. I've analyzed it, and I can do it in my sleep practically, and plus I can improvise it and make it my own if I want. You start with a C sharp minor triad, and then you go up to, believe it or not, you go up to A major with the moves he makes. And then from A major, you go to D sharp diminished. Then you go to, I think it's from D sharp diminished goes to C major, and then C major goes C D. Then C major goes to F major. F major goes to, I think I'm doing this right. C major goes to, but I can do this. So he goes to, oh, I know. So it's C sharp minor to A major to D sharp diminished to D sharp C sharp to B major. Sorry about that, guys. So it's a D sharp diminished to B major. That's more like it. And then from B major to E major, then from E major to C major, from C major-ish to D major-ish, then from D major-ish to E major-ish, and then he does one of his trademark licks is a blues turnaround if you analyze it enough. Blues turnaround lick on E, blues turnaround lick on D, blues turnaround lick on C, and that blues turnaround lick on C ends in C major. What does he do then? He goes down a half step to B major. Why does he do that? Because in the key of E minor, C major is a flat 6 major, which is in the key of E, which is in the E harmonic minor key. And then he goes down to a half step to B major, which is also in the E harmonic minor key, because B major is the 5 chord in E harmonic minor. E harmonic minor has E minor and B major, and also, by the way, C major. So now he plays. So now he's on B major, which is in the key of E minor, E harmonic minor. So then he plays from B major. He goes to E minor, and then to B major, and then to E minor, then B major, and E minor, and so forth until he ends on E, which is the root of the E minor scale, and the tonic of the E harmonic minor scale, and the root of the E minor triad. Love you guys. Peace, love, and rock and roll.